Right, greetings, good morning, afternoon, or evening. You're on to Augustine, your English facilitator for the Simply Brilliant community. And today I'm here to give us a feedback on week 24 question and answer section. And my apologies, I'm not able to make a video broadcast due to the fact that at the moment I'm indisposed to make use of an audiovisual display. So please permit me to make use of this, all right? So we're going to be looking through the answers to the questions. Like I had previously advised, if you attempt the quiz twice and you're not able to pass it, the question I would ask is why are you not passing it? Are you being casual? Is it because of the answers are available that you are being casual because you know that the answers will come? That's not healthy. The reason why you are supposed to attempt the quiz and pass it is for you to have an understanding. If you're not having an understanding about it and you are depending only on the answers, then that means you are not building into that elite that we want you to be. An elite is someone who is able to understand. And when you are failing it and you are only depending on the answers, then you are not showing what you call an elitist mindset. It means you are not meeting up to our expectations. It may not catch you now, but it will catch you in the future. Definitely. The reason why we are teaching you and we are expecting you to pass the quiz is to weigh, to evaluate your level of comprehension. So have a rethink. If this is all you are doing, waiting for the answers, then it's not the best solution. Think outside the box. Thinking outside the box means listen to what you are supposed to listen to. Listen to the quiz. And when you listen to it, attempt to pass the quiz. When you look through the questions, then listen to the quiz again. You will see the answers in the quiz. You will see the answers provided you have watched the video. So don't think that we are making things easier for you. And all you just do is listen casually and then wait for the questions to come in and the answers, and then you just listen to it and then you go about answering it. You are not helping yourself. If it doesn't get you now, then it will get you in the future. You are like a doctor that sorted his way or her way through the university and then graduated and then came out with a first class honor, whereas you never really merited that first class honors because you used your money to buy your way through. That's exactly what you are doing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to the answer section, but if this is your habit of only listening to the answer sections just to pass, then you are actually digging your own grave. Because when we get to the funding stage, it's going to have a ripple effect. You may not understand it now, but I'm giving you an advice. Take responsibility, listen, and be intentional about listening. Attempt to take the quiz and attempt to pass it. If you are going to listen to this, listen to it for additional knowledge. My advice to you. All right. So without further ado, let's begin. Today happened to be the 28th of Wednesday, 2026. And even though I'm not supposed to, but I would want to, I want the world to see the price of gold. I want the world to see that the financial system is shifting from a debt-based financial system to an asset-based financial system. So I'll be sharing my screen so that we can have a look at what the price of a grain of gold is as at today. All right. So as at today, the price of a grain of gold is 9.96. That's about $11. Now let's look at it from the commodity side. From the commodity side, this is the value. And then an ounce of silver, this is the value. So this is the market, just like the coin market cap, or this is the commodities market, uh, commodity markets, blah, de blah, de blah, the website for all commodity markets. All right, there are a number of them. So the point I'm driving at is by the end of this year, I'm still saying that the price of an ounce of gold will get to about $10,000. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I predict. Okay. So with that said, let's now move into the main content for today, which is the question and answer section. All right. So why did the Simply Brilliant community choose the path of privacy? week 24 question and answer section of the SBC EDU. So let's begin. Let's just move into it without further ado. Now, number one says, why did the Simply Brilliant community choose the path of privacy? To increase profits? No, because the public system is compromised. That's the answer. To avoid paying taxes? No. In the Simply Brilliant community, we pay subscription fee and it will be an ongoing thing for building of our infrastructure digitally and then fortifying our system to make it more attractive for new members to join. And then it should be clear that as new members are joining, the opportunities will continue depreciating. We are building from the elite side down into the employment cadre. That's exactly what we are doing, building from the elitist class down to the employment cadre. Now, we are working with ordinary men. That's what we are doing. Ordinary men and ordinary men that see the opportunity and leverage on it. It's not going to come on a platter of gold. A lot of people are thinking that the Simply Brilliant community will come on a platter of gold and within a very short period of time then you build wealth. Wealth is not built by accident, wealth is built intentionally. Okay. So, my point I'm just driving at is that the taxes that the public pay in our system, we make subscription fee and it's going to be voluntary. If you are not willing to pay your subscription fee, the benefits will not be accrued to you. Your benefits are the SBC rewards. And then when we launch our funding with the SBC rewards that you've accumulated, you will be able to use it to spend in a in the world, in the public space, and then it's going to be a tax-free expenditure. That's a system where the government will not be able to tax you. Why? Because you are private. When we get to that bridge, we'll know how to cross it. But the idea of subscription fee is going to be an ongoing thing. As at now, you pay from your pocket. With the launch of the funding, you will use the SBC tokens, which is now tokenized and then backed up by gold, to be able to pay your subscription fee as a kind of transaction charge for everything you are doing. All right. Okay, so the answer is B, but I'm trying to enlighten. To mimic government models. No, that's not the answer. So the answer is B. Moving to the next one. Two, what issue was highlighted about the government system in the SBC EDU week 24? They prioritize environmental issues. No, they serve only the privileged and are biased. Yes, the reason is because if you are just an ordinary person, well, you may not have all the authority, but then if you are very influential, yes, you can manipulate the law to your own will. And that's the system. And the system cannot change. The only thing is that we will build our system with the right rules, set of rules to make sure that there is balance globally. People will still choose. There is what you call a choice. Our community is creating an alternative. Our community is creating a choice. If you don't want to join us, you are not forced to join. You can choose to stay in the public system if it's benefiting you, but consider your ways. Understand that there are consequences for everything you do on earth. Even if you are not found out on earth, there is a life after your life here on earth. There is a life after. And in that life after, it's going to be determined by your creator. Whether you have lived out the right thing or you have lived out an ungodly life, a compromising life. So after your life on earth, you will be judged based on how you have lived your life here on earth. So the elitist system only takes advantage of the public. The elitist system only takes advantage of the less privileged, the citizens, and then keep them informed, uninformed, keep them ignorant, hold them captive, exploit them. And if you are enjoying the exploitation of the majority, then you are not a good person, you're an ungodly person. And be rest assured that over time, consequences will arise and you will bear the price for those decisions you have made, if not here on earth, after your life here on earth. So, my point is decisions will be made. Whether you choose to stay in the elitist system to continue to benefit from the majority, by exploitation or joining our system and then we unanimously cooperate to build a better one, the choice will still be yours. Now, the answer is they serve only the privileged and are biased. Now, C says they have increased funding for education. No. Now, they protect citizens' rights equally. All right, so the answer is B. Now, number three, how was 2008 financial crisis used to illuminate flaws in the public system? They showed how the government bailed out savers. And now, two, it rewarded irresponsible banks and punished savers. Now, that's the answer. But the truth is that the government bailed out no, the government did not bail out savers. They bailed out the irresponsible ones. So the answer is B. C, it led to massive educational reforms. No. But then after the 2008 collapse, the World Bank or Bank of International Settlements, they went about some reforms. And those reforms is what is now giving rise to our asset-based financial system or the asset-based financial systems that the world is now adopting. And then ultimately the demise of the United States dollar as the reserve currency. That's exactly what is happening due to the mistake, the carelessness of the people that claim to be the savers of our money, custodians of our money, that we entrusted with our money. Now, it led to massive educational, no, it created more opportunities for small businesses. So the answer is B. Now, four, what role does the media play according to SBCED Week 24? Now, they provide transparent news coverage. No, they keep the masses misinformed and or hypnotized. That's the answer. They support grassroots communities. They don't, and they will never. In fact, the whole system is built on a lie. If you sit down and look at it carefully, you see that the whole system is built on a lie, manipulation, and fraud. It may not have been like that before, but recently this has been. And a lot of people are fortifying themselves in wickedness. Move away from wickedness, move into our community. If you are looking for a way that you are going to have solace, peace, and success from your creator, from God Almighty, it's best you move out of this system. However, I'm not to impose my will on you. I'm just giving you the solution. It's your choice to follow through or not. They expose the truth about public systems. No, they don't. Rather, we, the Simply Brilliant community, expose the truth about public systems. They do not, and they will never. All right. So, I think I was not following the normal process. Let me follow through the normal process, which is through the slideshow. So, where was I? All right. So, I've talked about this one. I've talked about this one. And number three, we've talked about it. So we're now moving into, I think, number five. We've talked about this. So number five said, what is the long-term goal of the Simply Brilliant community? To become a political party. No, we don't have any plans for that. We are private, a private community. To replace the financial systems. Well, we will not replace the financial systems. We will exist as an alternative. Humanity will choose which one to belong to, either public or private. That's just the idea. If anyone tells you that we're replacing, I don't think we are replacing, but then we'll be an alternative and then a better alternative. That's what we are going to do. Why? Because the public favors the few, which are the government and their cronies, while the masses suffer at the expense of these ones. They borrow money without telling us, and then we pay taxes for their own foolish decisions. I'm sorry to make use of those words. Yes, they make foolish decisions. They are very, very, very selfish and greedy when spending, and they don't look back. And then they build a whole lot of things and enrich themselves. I'm sorry, but that's how the system is. And if you are benefiting from the system, well, okay, that's fine. But then think again, because as long as our system exists and people come to the light of the truth, this system that you are enjoying will go down. What is keeping the system is the people that believe in the system. When they believe in that system becomes obsolete, there will be a migration. And when that migration happens, well, you will be left holding the bag. So it's best you think and then begin to move now. Because what I'm saying is imminent, it must happen. It's either you decide to act now or you act later when it's too late. The choice will ultimately be yours. Now, what is the long-term goal of the Simply Brilliant community? To return the power to humanity, not just citizens of countries, but humanity at large. Let's proceed to operate like a multinational corporation. I don't know how a multinational corporation operates per se. Yeah, they have a lot of influence. We are going to have a whole lot of influence, but in a godly dimension, not in an ungodly dimension. Come to think about it, the corporations are good and wonderful, but there is a lot of ungodly connotations in the laws that they operate with. I don't want to go into details, but go make your own homework. Go make your research. What I'm saying is true. I'm not saying it to make you feel bad. I'm telling you as it is. I'm giving you the plain truths, whether you choose to accept it or not. If you accept it, you are the better off. But look into it. Be very intentional about these things I'm saying. Check it out. And if I'm wrong, then okay, don't listen to me. But if I'm right, then I'm showing you the solution. Act while the window of opportunity is still open. All right, so let's proceed. What is the 10,000 member goal intended to achieve? Increased publicity. In a way, yes, but that's not the main thing. Validation from government bodies, no. The government bodies are going to be notified and then they may have to agree. Now, even if they don't agree, there is going to be a way around it. Of course, they existed and we are not in any way interfering. They are leveraging on the masses to benefit themselves and they are keeping the masses ignorant without the masses knowing. And as long as they want to remain in power, they want to keep the masses uninformed with a concept called democracy. You know, the concept of democracy from the perspective of Africa is not a good one because they exploit and keep the majority uninformed. And when it's time for elections, they give them peanuts and tell them to vote them. And then the masses who are so impoverished will go ahead and vote them. And it keeps happening every 4 years. And that's why they will make sure that those ones remain poor. You cannot tell an informed and educated person what to do because he's very informed and educated. He will make decisions, he will make judicious, he will make intentional decisions that will benefit him first before it benefits them. But then it's turned the other way around and it's unfortunate. But with our system, with the right education, we will correct it. Now, the answer is power transfer to the community and advisory council formation. That's when we get to 10,000, which we're heading to. Public trading rights. No, that's not the answer. So, who are the members of the advisory council in the Simply Brilliant community? In the SBC, uh, yeah, in the SBC community. SBC structure. All right. Now, a group of investors. Now, let's pay attention to this. Advisory Council. Advisory Council is not a group of investors. Advisory Council is the legislative body of the Simply Brilliant community. What is the legislative body? What is a legislature? Legislature are people who make the laws. That's legislative arm of the government. And they will continue making the laws on a tenure-based concept. And everything they will do will be subject to the administration's approval. Okay? In as much as it's something that will be done of the people, by the people, and for the people, the rules that will be set up by the administrative council will be subject to the approval of the administration and also the acceptance of the members of the community. If the advisory council makes rules that are not in tandem, that are not okay with the masses are the members of the Simply Brilliant community, they will revolt. And when they revolt, they will have to go back to what? Readjust or modify the laws. Okay? So the directives will come from the powers that be, which is the admin team, on how they are going to set up the rules, set up the law, set up whatever it is that would govern the community, more or less like the constitution of the Simply Brilliant community. Okay, but then when we get to that bridge, we'll know how to cross it. But the answer is B. Now, a marketing team and a security division. So these ones, no, the answer is B. So let's move into number 7. What makes a person naturally inclined to leadership according to the model? What makes a person naturally inclined to leadership according to the model? Having a high income. No, having a high income does not make you inclined to leadership. Questioning whether SBC might repeat the public system's mistakes. Yes, this is the answer. Now, B is the answer because we are going to become a powerful institution, will become a powerful private organization. And then we have also, or we will, in the course of this education, SBC EDU, learn from history, learn how powers rose or people rose to power, nations rose to power, organizations rose to power, individuals rose to power, and all that. And then why they also fell. We are going to see it. We are going to see how currencies came to full dominance and why they also fell. And then we'll be careful to make sure that the mistakes they made, that we also don't make it. That's the reason why this answer is questioning whether SBC will repeat the public system's mistake. We are private and we'll be careful to make sure that we don't repeat that mistake. All right. So moving forward, being a public speaker, no. Running a business, no. So the answer is number B. Now, move number 9. Number 9 said, what is the purpose of the Simply Brilliant Community Education Program? Listen, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of our education program? Listen to the answer. To recruit people for politics, no. To sell SBC tokens, no. To awaken members to the truth and direction of the community. Are you seeing that? So the point is we are waking up the world. But the truth is there is a responsibility, there is a call to action. We cannot wake up the world when the world wants to go back to sleep. We cannot stop doing what we are doing. We have to keep doing our parts. And we are hoping that people will one day wake up. As long as the elites will continue to manipulate the system, at some point, the people will say, we've had enough of it, and then they will turn to our system. It's imminent. These things I'm saying are imminent. It may take a little while, but it must happen. Why? Because the elite system and the government system will keep waxing stronger and stronger in their ungodly actions. They will keep getting more emboldened in their wickedness, thinking that nothing will happen. Well, the solution is looking at you. It's a choice. You may believe this or not, but I'm telling you what will happen. All right. They will stifle the crypto space. You may not believe this now, but I'm telling you that they will stifle the crypto space and they will try as much as possible to limit innovation so that they can remain in power. But with the rise of our system, it will be impossible. When we are done with our public notifications, of course, by then we've launched our private funding. They will know that we are not on the same jurisdiction. From time immemorial, it has always been that there are two systems, there is the public, there is the private, and they don't interfere with each other. Much like water and oil, they don't mix, and they know it. And they don't have any what you call legal grounds on a private system, and vice versa. So let's proceed to prepare people for university. The answer has been given. C is the answer. Now, number 10, what is the SBC token backed by? Government reserves? No. Digital real estate? No. Physical gold, 1 grain per token, yes. Now it's backed up with a lot of other precious metals, but for the purpose of this educational series, we leave it at physical gold. Crypto mining rigs, no. All right, we just have 5 more to go. In a gold-backed tokenized system, what does each token represent? A promise of future returns, no. A specific amount of physical goods stored up somewhere by the sponsors. Yes, so a specific amount of physical gold. And in our system, we broke it down towards grains of gold. That was why I had to show us at the beginning what the price of a grain of gold is. Probably by the end of this month of January, it will be more than 100, more than $11 as per a grain of gold. So C, an IOU from a government, that is a debt base. We are not debt based, we are asset backed. That's what we are. So there will be nothing like, I don't see any time that there will be borrowing. That idea of borrowing and paying interest, that era is gone. In our system, for you to access your SBC, you must go through an educational series and you must prove yourself. For you to be able to have access to tokenized SBC in the real world, you must go through the education process and you must be refined. And as long as you're willing to go through that process and you are refined, then you'll be rewarded as having SBC that you will spend in the real world. Now, you can truncate the process if you choose to start and you don't finish. What will happen is that from the 1st of May 2026, if you become an active member and then your account expires for 30 days, what happens is that the coins that you've acquired will be recycled back to the system. Whenever you come back, you'll be required to start again, to start reaccumulating SBC. It's now good. It has come and it's going to be as a form of litmus test to check your resolve, to see how determined you are to get these SBC fundings and then spend it in the real world. We are not going to compromise on our standard. Everybody that will have SBC must also prove their worth as a steward of this community. All right, so a share in a company. So the answer is B. Now, moving to number 12. What will SBC tokens be redeemable for physical good? No, they will be converted into tax-free currencies, like I have previously said, okay? So irrespective of the fact that the system is evolving, it will be converted to tax-free currencies. Currencies depreciate with time. Currencies are affiliated with paper. That's why it's called currency. There's a difference between currency and money. Money is gold and silver. They are stable. They hold and then preserve its purchasing power forever. But currencies depreciate over time. Why? Because you can dilute the available supply. And as long as supply is increased and the demand is stable or appreciates slowly over time, then purchasing power drops. This is a basic principle of demand and supply. Those who are in economics understand the principles of demand and supply. So provided supply increases, demand increases also, but slowly over time, then that means the purchasing power will go down, which is the price. So this is it. So the answer is A. Yes, through any public exchange, we are not going to convert it. That's the bottom line. Every other answer does not matter. Only after 10 years of membership, nah, it will never happen. Only to members who donate, nah, it never happened. So this is number 13. What are the three core components of the Simply Brilliant community? Pay attention. The three components, core components: students, teachers, and the admin. La, 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 ne. Now, two, sponsors, the admin team, and the community members. Sponsors are those who have the assets, which they will use to tokenize. The admin team are the ones that will build the technology, the blockchain that will associate the assets with a digital system that we will create when we are getting ready to access the funding. And then the community are going to be the people that will access this technology that has been presented to us by the administration and the sponsors. So it's expected that the community side should keep appreciating. And as the community side keeps appreciating, the sponsors will also create an avenue via which they can probably buy more gold or mine more gold. Now, that's the business of the sponsors. And then the administrative team is going to be the go-between the sponsors and the community to make sure that there is balance. All right, when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Developers, bankers, and investors, blah, 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 blah. Nah, the answer is B. Government, facilitators, and donors. Let's not belabor the point. The answer is B. So we have two more to go. How will SBC tokens be used in public space? As a substitute for Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin is on the public space. It's a beautiful concept, but that's not our idea. Converted to tax-free currencies through SBC technology, which is what the admin team will build. All right. So traded on international exchanges. Now that's not the answer. Deposited into national banks. Now that's not the answer. So finally, number 15. What does SBC EDU 24 say about disagreements within the community? It will it will result in removal from the system. It will result in removal from the system. Members must agree or leave. Disagreement is allowed, but only aligned members will benefit from abundance. Let's take that again. Let's take that again. Disagreement is allowed, meaning that all the nonsense I've been saying, according to you, is okay because in your own eyes, it's nonsense. But there are people who will listen to this and it will make a whole lot of sense to them. It depends on who you are. If you are sold to the system, which is the public, then what I'm saying will look like nonsense to you, which is fine. And I even doubt if you would have come to this extent, I mean, to this point. But if you are open and you have a sincere mind, you'll find out that everything I'm saying is the obvious truth. Now, to join us is a choice. You would not have to. It's a choice. Okay. However, if you decide to join us, then you'll be required to stay consistent for a period of time, go through a refining process using or through the SBC EDU. And at the end of the journey, you will have access to SBC funds. And then that SBC funds is what you will use as tax-free income or as spendable currencies in the public space. So disagreement is allowed, but only aligned members will benefit from abundance that we will generate naturally over time by backing up our currency with gold. I hope I'm making sense. Everyone must be silent unless they agree. No. So all these answers but C are wrong. All right. So I think I've come to the end of today's episode. Yeah, it's not a live section, I know. And like I previously said, I'm handling a whole lot now in the Simply Brilliant community. Probably because we're getting close to the funding, and I have to make sure that I work in close association with the administration to be able to achieve what we're supposed to achieve. And I believe that there is a whole lot that we're still going to offer the community with time. So I want to stop at this point. Thank you so much for those of you who have stayed, listened, and probably gotten the answers to the quiz that you've been looking for. Cheers. I love you guys, and I will continue to give you guys my best till I will come your way again next week by the special grace of God. God bless you, and bye for now.